16 of the world's best featherweights, $1 million prize, and a chance to be champion. This is the road to the Bellator MMA Featherweight World Grand Prix Final. During 14 dynamic and devastating fights, two warriors survived their respective gauntlets for glory and are now one triumph away from reaping the spoils that go with winning the Bellator MMA World Grand Prix. Champ and Bellator MMA's pound-for-pound best, Patricio Pitbull, has rewritten Bellator's record book and is seeking his 8th straight win, which would be the longest winning streak he's accrued in the promotion.
You want my belt? I am him. Come on.
Across from him will be homegrown star McKee, who possesses the longest winning streak in Bellator MMA history. He has reeled off 17 consecutive wins to begin his journey in the Bellator MMA cage.
McKee got the key and the game on lock. I run this shit.
When the $1 million World Grand Prix kicked off, McKee's first challenger was Georgi Karahanyan, a veteran entering the cage for his 39th fight.
The bell in round one. McKee, southpaw in the red glove. Right away, drops Karahanyan. McKee, faster than a TikTok video. McKee just starched Georgi Karahanyan.
He felt McKee's might in near-record fashion.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner, baby! Let's go! I'm an LA kid growing up in the streets in the struggle, so let's do it, baby. We're gonna take over one by one.
Meanwhile, Pitbull primed himself for the Spaniard Juan Archuleta and emerged with the belt still around his waist following an epic encounter.
There is that buzzsaw. Southpaw stance just got tagged and putting an exclamation point on the fight with the takedown.
We did a great battle here. So, Los Angeles, I love you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, the champ, Patricio Pitbull.
In front of a boisterous Hawaiian crowd, McKee started off flashy, but Campos was quick. After brutal blows from both fighters,
Slugging it out with Campos.
McKee kept it from going to the judges.
He off a well-timed takedown, but wasn't able to do much.
Work for the bottom.
Oh, the tap out! McKee forces Derek Campos to capitulate, and McKee has reached Sweet 16-0.
Next round, you can face either Darian Caldwell or Adam Borch. Do you have a preference?
I don't give a fuck.
On the brink of a global pandemic, Pitbull was scheduled to clash with Carvalho at Bellator 241. Ultimately, the event was postponed. Eight months later, and without a crowd in attendance at the Fight Sphere, it didn't take long for Pitbull's power to propel him into the Final Four.
And it is all over, just like that. Patricio Pitbull remains the Featherweight World Champion.
Number one the world.
In the semifinals, McKee met former Bellator 135-pound champion Darian Caldwell. McKee utilized his wrestling pedigree to take down the former NCAA wrestling champion and showed the world just how creative his submission skills are.
It is all over, just like that.
The McKee team, half neck crank, half chin whip, not only screamed submission of the year, it launched McKee into the $1 million final and his first title shot.
I wrote myself at 12 years old, $1 million check, so looking forward to cashing that in, conquer a world title, and follow the journey as I take over the game.
Would he be facing the fighter with the most fights and wins in Bellator MMA history in Patricio Pitbull? Or would a new king prevail in Emmanuel Sanchez? In nearly a decade as a professional mixed martial artist, Sanchez had never been stopped. There's a first time for everything.
Pitbull looking for that trademark guillotine, jumps into the guard.
That is tight.
He is out. Pitbull becomes the first person to submit Emmanuel Sanchez, putting him to sleep.
The stage is now set for the biggest battle in Bellator MMA history. Patricio Pitbull versus AJ McKee for the Bellator Featherweight Championship and $1 million in the World Grand Prix Final.
I'm bringing that leash in the kennel, ready to take him to the pound.
Will Pitbull solidify his standing as the greatest fighter in Bellator MMA? Or will McKee's meteoric rise continue? Find out Saturday, July 31st, live on Showtime.
You already lost.
You will
You've
see
already
that.
lost.
You will see that.
I don't care.
You will
I'm gonna
see
break
that.
you.